Hey, beautiful people, or welcome if you're new here. So, today we are doing 8 meals. They are all chicken meals, but feel free to put whatever type of protein you want to add to it. I feel like chicken is the best one. And we're going to start here with the instant pot. I put 1 cup of water, a scoop of chicken broth. It's better than bouillon, a little bit of salt. And we're going to pressure cook this chicken breast for 10 minutes and then let it slow release for 10 minutes and then open it up. So we're just going to let that go. Here I have 4 bags. I'm going to do 2 different recipes here and we're going to just start bagging everything up. So I first weighed everything out. I chose to put 2 pounds of chicken in each bag based on my family. And then later on, I added about a half a pound more to each one because after I talked to them, they said, you know what? It does not look like enough. And since there is 4 of us and we all eat a good amount, I'm going to add that extra amount of protein so that way we have enough. So I'm just chopping them up in bite-sized pieces and then I'm going to put them in each Ziploc. And then we're just going to go from there. This is going to happen really, really quick, you guys. Make sure you have everything ready on the counter because this is going to go by really fast. Everything out that I need, and I'm just going to pull them as I get them. So I have my zucchini here. I cut up 2.5 zucchini for my 2 recipes. You can add as much or as little as you want. My family loves vegetables, so I try to incorporate as much vegetables as I can. I'm also going to use some frozen green beans, and I realized at that point that they were too big. So I'm going to chop them down smaller, but for now, let's add our cherry tomatoes. You can do grape tomatoes if you want. It's really up to you. And then I'm putting in my chopped up green beans, frozen green beans. You can use canned green beans, but they won't hold up as well as fresh green beans or frozen. So it's up to you. But I chose to use them frozen. I'm going to add olive oil. And don't worry about writing down all the recipe information. I will have it in the description like I normally do. So don't worry about it. This took me about an hour to prepare all 8 meals. Like I said, the chopping is really your long leg. Everything else is super quick. You just gonna plop it all in the bag and you're good to go. There is 2 sheet pan meals. I did 2 of each, so technically 4 sheet pan meals. One is for the crock pot, and technically you could do them all in the instant pot, but it's really up to you. But how I'm gonna do it is 2 is gonna go for sheet pan meals, 1 is gonna go on the grill, and then the other is gonna go in the crock pot. So I have 3 different ways you can make them, but it's really up to you. You can choose to do all of them stovetop if you really wanted to. It's really up to you. So there I have 2 more bags. There's chicken at the bottom. And then I'm going to add some red potatoes. We love potatoes in this house, so I did end up adding a lot of potatoes. I try to add vegetables in the dishes, or at least choose recipes that have similar type of either vegetables or proteins. That way it's easier to make. If I'm feeling very advantageous, then I will do a day filled with lots of meals and different types of proteins. But today I decided to just do chicken and concentrate on chicken. I ended up with 8 meals at the end. Like I said, you can make them 3 different ways or you can make all of them stovetop. It's really up to you. So I just got all the veggies on top of the chicken. I just did green beans and a little more cherry tomatoes, salt, pepper, olive oil, and then I'm going to add a few more things. That first recipe I made, I actually ended up adding some stevia for a little bit of sweetness. You can feel free to add honey if you want. It'll be better. It's a little more calorie dense, so I chose to use stevia. This one I'm going to do basil pesto. I don't have enough, so what I did was I used whatever I had on hand. I ordered some more. It should arrive tomorrow. I'm going to let this sit in the fridge so it can marinate and like absorb all that beautiful flavors. When I get the pesto tomorrow, I'm just going to dump it in, flatten it out, take the air out, and freeze them so I can have them for up to 3 months. This one here is actually our taco soup. So I learned my lesson with the first 2 and I decided to put all the wet stuff, the sauces, and the seasonings at the bottom because I feel like it's easier to distribute the seasoning when they're on the bottom of partially frozen chicken. So I put the beans in there. I put the can of tomato. I put canned green chili. I put our cream cheese, salt and pepper, and then I'm going to add paprika, chili powder, cumin. Feel free to add onion powder and garlic powder in all these meals, guys. I don't add it because I have IBS and it tends to give me really bad gastrointestinal issues. So I'm going to take it out for now, cook these dishes, and then right before I serve everybody, I'm going to take my portion out and then I'm going to add onions and garlic or onion salt or however you want to add your onions and garlic. If it's powdered or if it's fresh, it's up to you. Add them in because they add so much more flavor, you guys. Okay, so the Instant Pot chicken was done. What I did was I drained out all the water. I actually had my daughter do it. She used the hand mixer and then she just hand mixed the chicken breast in the pot and it shredded it beautifully. It took less than a minute. And then I kept the broth that was in there and I used the broth in those bags because you also want to add some chicken broth, 2 to 3 cups each one. It came out to about 2.5 total. So I just split it up, but I know that I'll have to add a little bit more. If you know you're going to forget, then what you should do is just write it on the bag. So here I am. I'm just mixing it up really, really well. You also want to use chicken that's cooled off. You don't want it to be super hot. Your fingers are going to burn and the Ziplock's going to start to stretch and possibly tear. So make sure your chicken broth and your shredded chicken from the Instant Pot is cooled down. I also forgot to add my red bell peppers and yellow and orange bell peppers in that taco soup. So you're going to see me go back after. Okay, last meal is our teriyaki chicken. It's labeled on the bottle as like Japanese barbecue. It is delicious. I'm probably not going to partake in this one because I've been having some issues with gluten. If you have a gluten issue, then maybe use coconut aminos instead. So I'm probably just going to feed my family this one. I did about quarter bottle per bag. This goes a long way, you guys. It's very flavorful. You could even add some water to like water the flavor down and stretch it. I just did quarter of the bottle in each bag and then I'm going to let it defrost before I mix it around and then zip it up, take the air out, of course, and then freeze it. So as you can see right here, I remembered, oh my gosh, I forgot to add my bell peppers. So I took 5 bell peppers total because we love bell peppers in this house. And I put 2.5 in each bag. I'm going to mix it around one more time, take the air out, seal it shut, and we're all done. So here it is, you guys, all 8 meals. This is 4 different chicken recipe meals. Super easy to make, super quick, took me less than an hour, even with the chopping. Love this version of the video. I tried to make it as quick as possible. Thank you for stopping by, y'all. I hope to see you on the next video. All right, ahui ho.